fake flag over the Afghan presidential palace in a low-key ceremony as the U.S. and the world mark the 20th anniversary of the September 11th terrorist attack. The flag ceremony marks the start of the work of the all-male, all-Taliban interim government. Health officials say there's been a 50% decrease in COVID-19 infections in LA County.
Health Director Barbara Ferrer says from mid-August to last week, cases per 100,000 people have dropped from 204 to 104.
The Delta variant now accounts for 100% of all speaking strains in LA County. This variant is more infectious and more efficiently transmitted between people compared to earlier COVID strains.
Ferrer says the reasons for the drop include the return of mask mandates and the slight rise in vaccinations. Steve Gregory, Kfi News.
250 vote centers have opened in LA County where you can go cast a ballot for the governor recall election. The centers are open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily for in-person voting or to drop off a vote that's already been completed. The recall election is Tuesday, September 14th. Got a semi-truck crash in Irwindale on 210.
That's heading east on that Irwindale Avenue. It's along the right shoulder, but you'll see some spectator traffic from the 605. If you're on the 5 southbound in East LA approaching Indiana Street, you'll start seeing brake lights there, and it's a slow crawl to the 605. Anaheim Hills from the 91 eastbound just after the 241. The crash there is taking away the left lane, so your drive is busy from Weir Canyon Road. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Pedro Moreno.
Southside weather from KFI, sunny and very warm this weekend. Highs in the 70s at the beaches, mid-80s to mid-90s for Metro LA and Inland OC. Low 90s to low 100s for the valleys and Inland Empire. We will cool down a few degrees on Monday with a slight cooling trend continuing through next week under sunny skies. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Amy King.
This report is sponsored by Norm Reed's Honda Superstore. Summer may be almost over, but there's still time to get super prices on the super selection of new Hondas. During the final days of the Honda Summer Sales Event, return your Honda lease to one of their 5 lease return super centers and upgrade today. Online at normreeds.com. There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit SpectrumMobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit SpectrumMobile.com/save for details. I specialize in the science of love, but there's a dark side to our intimate relationships, stalking, and sexual assault. How does it represent the species? And what can you do to get rid of it?
Dr. Wendy Walsh, tomorrow in Form, KFI AM more stimulating talk. Big Tech Guy, 88 asked Leo. Thanks so much to our musical director, Professor Laura. Good job today. Well done. Bravo. Edward's on the line from Detroit, Michigan. Hello, Edward.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Edward?
I'm good. I'll be a little bit better. I get some help from you.
Well, I hope I can help you. What's going on?
I'm legally blind, and I'm thinking about an iPad.
Yeah.
Is that something that a blind person has? Is the keyboard on that for a visual person, or can I type in information without being sighted?
So you have zero vision?
Yeah, I would say that. It's kind of gradually did that over my lifetime.
So Apple definitely does a lot. They call this whole category accessibility, the ability to access a computer for people with different abilities. And of course, using a computer when you're blind raises lots of issues. They're very visual, right? So they have voice, they have screen readers, they have magnifiers. That's not going to help you if you have zero vision. I don't know though, and I'm always careful about saying, because even if I put on a blindfold, it wouldn't be the same experience. So it's very hard for me to say how good it is. I think you need to ask somebody who's an expert on this thing. I think it's very good. But again, I'm not blind, but I think accessibility is very good on the iPad. Apple really cares a lot about this. So it has a lot of features for that. Specifically to answer your question, what you would need is not the keyboard, obviously, but a way to spell it out, and maybe voice a screen reader so that you could hear where you are, and so forth. It has something called VoiceOver, which is a built-in screen reader. And in fact, if you turn on VoiceOver, and it would help if you had a sighted friend or family member who could set this up for you.
I'm familiar with VoiceOver. I have
If you have an iPhone, you already know a lot about this. It's the same capabilities. So you turn on VoiceOver, and then you would be able to use Siri to dictate with any text field. So VoiceOver says, okay, you're in the browser bar. You could dictate using Siri, go to yahoo.com, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I think it's pretty good in that regard. Again, I have to disclaimer, I'm not an expert on this field. But I think it's pretty good. We should connect you with Julian, actually. We have a really good listener. What is, I'm going to have to ask Kim this, because I never can remember. Kim, do you remember Julian's website? I think it's maybe I do remember. TechJV. Yeah. TechJV.com. Julian Vargas. He's blind himself, and he is often said on the show, I will help any blind listener who has questions. And I think he's going to be more able to tell you if it'll do the things you need it to do. So let me give you his email, which is easy to remember. It's help at techjv.com.
How do you spell it, please?
HELP.
Okay.
Because you're asking for help. And the hard part to remember, at least for me, is tech, TechJV.com. His name is Julian Vargas, so those are his initials, TechJV. And I think he's so good. He'll give you his phone number. It's actually on his website as well. And you can call him, and he can give you better than I can information. Because you can say to him, well, here's what I want to do, and he'll know what the best way to do it, and whether the iPad is the best. I would say the iPad is probably the most accessible computer out there. But because the problem is, if you have a Mac or a PC, you can install programs like JAWS, you can install additional help programs, assistive technologies on there. The iPad, it's a little more limited because you have to install everything from the App Store. So if somebody hasn't, I don't think JAWS, for instance, is in the App Store. But on the other hand, if you like VoiceOver, so you have an iPhone. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's just like a big iPhone. It's not very much different from that. So anything you could do with the iPhone, you can do with the iPad. I don't know if there's any additional features. I think it'd be great. I think. Go ahead.
That iPad has that new processor.
It does. It does. And I believe, and this actually might be a perfect product for you, that in the next month or so, they're going to announce an updated iPad mini. The mini, the big iPads are 12.9 inches. The normal size are about 11 inches. The mini is about 8 inches, 7.9. Now, the screen size doesn't matter to you, right? You don't care. You just want something that's maybe a little easier to use and make it a little more powerful. And I think the Mini might be a really good choice. It's not out yet. But the Mini, I'm certainly going to get one because I just really like what they do. The other reason you might prefer the Mini I don't know yet. Right now, the Mini has a fingerprint reader on it, and I don't know if they're going to keep that. But I would imagine having a physical home button / fingerprint reader is easier for you than if you didn't have a home button on it. The screen gestures are going to be more difficult for you to use, I would think. Again, it's hard for me to say, because even if I put on a blindfold, I couldn't approximate your experience of it. But I think the Mini might be a very good one to check out. And if they do announce a new Mini, we'll have the absolutely the latest chip in it. The new iPhones are going to have the A15, and I would imagine the Mini will have at least an A14X in it.
Okay, sounds good.
It's a pleasure talking to you, Edward. I'm glad you called.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. And I emailed Julian. You're going to really appreciate him. He's been very kind. Many times he's come on the show and offered to anybody who wants help from him, any blind listener who wants some assistance, or just even a pointer, more information, the kind of thing you call and ask me for. I'll give you my opinion, but Julian's the expert. It's help at techjv.com. He's a really nice guy. Everywhere, all the reviews I've seen say the iPad is really good for blind users. But I can only repeat what others say. And I think some of these reviewers aren't blind, which I think to some degree gives them a little less credibility. But Julian isn't, so he'd be a good person to chat with. 8888 Ask Leo, the phone number if you want to talk high tech. Let me remind you that everything we talk about, including the link to Julian's website, will be at our website. And it's free, and it's easy to use, techguylabs.com. Techguylabs.com. What we do is that we divide the site up into shows. This is show 1827, and then each show is divided into hours, 1, 2, and 3, each hour into segments. This is hour 3, segment 3, for instance. You can go right there. You can, James writes down everything we talk about. That'll be on the page pretty quick after the show. And then a day or so after the show, after we've edited it down, there'll be audio and video there. So you could go to that segment. You could actually listen to your segment over again, Edward, if you wanted to. And one more feature, which I think is, I hope is helpful, which you can leave comments. So if you have a suggestion for Edward or any of our callers, you can leave those comments there. Free to use the website. There's no sign up to use it. If you want to leave a comment, we do ask you to sign in with Facebook or Twitter or Google or something, just because we want to stop spammers. That's it. That's all. I don't do anything with those addresses. TechGuyLabs.com begins with Dicky Bartolo and his Gadget of the Week. Coming up next. This is KFI AM 640.
Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, Pepperdine University has placed nearly 3,000 flags on campus as part of an annual tribute to those who died in the September 11th attacks. Other 9/11 20th anniversary remembrances are happening in Beverly Hills, Culver City, Pasadena, Malibu, and North Hollywood. West Hollywood has put a sweeping COVID-19 vaccine mandate in place. It requires people to show proof of vaccination to go into restaurants and bars, gyms, hair salons, tattoo parlors, and more. Unvaccinated people will be able to go to those businesses, but will have to stay in outdoor spaces. The fire burning since mid-July in Butte County in Northern California is closing in on 1 million acres. The 950,000-acre fire is about 60% surrounded. More than 4,800 fire crews continue to fight the fire. Stall in Encino on the 101.
That's northbound at White Oak Avenue. It's in the center divider, causing heavy delays from Van Nuys Boulevard. Missed video of the 10 westbound at La Brea. Watch out for a stalled car in the left lane that's causing some slowing from Arlington Avenue. And some good news in Westminster on the 405 northbound at Golden West. An earlier stalled garbage truck has been moved out of the right lane. Traffic is recovering, but stay pretty slow from Harbor Boulevard. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Pedro Moreno.
Contractor license 1047-781.
Imagine running a marathon in the desert in the summer. And this marathon doesn't have a finish line. In this marathon, you run till you drop.
It's called the Air Conditioner Marathon. In places like Minneapolis or Portland, or any of them other places where it don't get real hot, air conditioners can last 20 years or more. But down here where birds burst into flames in midair and fall down fully roasted from the skies, yep, what are you doing? I'm letting people understand this ain't important. Here in the desert, air conditioners last about 11 years. But you don't have to spend money on a snowblower, or salt for that icy sidewalk, or windshield de-icer for your car. I don't think they need any of those things in Portland. Did I say Portland? I meant to say Minneapolis. A new AC from Kettle will keep your home cooler and use a lot less energy. So if you think your AC might be about ready to go to air conditioner heaven, call Kettle. GLE-TTL will keep you cool, but it's hard to spell.
Your life, your hope, and whatever you were searching for at 9:15 a.m., it's really none of our business, and it shouldn't be anyone else's. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Radio advertising can connect your business with holiday shoppers wherever they go. Use iHeart Ad Builder to create an affordable custom radio ad right on your phone. Just click, listen, approve, and hear it on the radio. Create your customized ad today at iHeartAdBuilder.com. Are you suffering with knee pain? Have you tried shots, pills, yet you are still suffering with chronic knee pain caused by bone-on-bone osteoarthritis, a torn meniscus, a fall, or accident? Have you been told that you need a knee replacement? Here is good news from Dr. Philip Yu, founder of 21st Century Pain Institute. You may now have hope of reducing or eliminating your pain with a new non-surgical painless laser stem cell treatment, the West Coast's only laser-guided stem cell therapy. This new treatment may reduce or eliminate your knee pain in minutes, and Dr. Yu is using this treatment on NFL alumni players with their knee and back injuries. Here's a special offer. Dr. Yu is offering a special $97 new knees in a day exam that includes an infrared laser joint inflammation scan, a Neuro 7 nerve test, and X-ray MRI review. Normally $375, but just $97 for the first 27 callers. Grab your cell phone and dial pound 250 and say knee pain. There is only a limited number of $97 exams. So on your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say knee pain. 9/11, 2 decades later, is a limited series podcast that looks back 20 years since the attacks of 9/11 and features those who were in the inner sanctum of our country's government.
You felt like you're in the world, to be honest with you.
And we ask the question, are we safer today than 20 years ago?
I don't think so. I wish I could answer differently, but I don't think so.
9/11, 2 decades later, episodes 1 and 2 this Sunday night. Or download on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids, wizards of all ages, it's time for Dickie Bartola, Mad Magazine's maddest writer, and our gizmo wizard. Hello, Dickie D. Leah, how you doing, pal? Very, very good. Of course, your 20th anniversary, 9/11 today. Where were you 20 years ago today?
I was here, actually. My brother woke me up with a phone call.
You're in New York. You're in Manhattan.
In New York.
But you're uptown, so it was downtown, right?
Yeah, way down.
Way down.
Way downtown. So, I mean, it was...
So you didn't hear anything, but boy, I'm sure
Yeah.
it was
Well, when you walk to the marina, you could see it.
smoke.
So it was not good.
Well, it's something, it's a scar that we'll all bear, I think, all our lives, especially New Yorkers.
Yes. What do you have today? Well, with all the hurricanes around and people not having power for days, this is something from BioLite. You and I have done some BioLite.
Oh, I like BioLite.
They made a camp stove so that you could plug your USB device into. Yeah. So they make a lot of stuff, and they give a lot of stuff away to third world.
Oh, good for them.
And so this is the BioLite Solar Home Kit. And so this is pretty neat. It's $150. You get a workstation which you mount on a wall, whatever you want. This is for temporary. This is like for a shed that has no power, or if you have a tree house. If you have a summer house where the power is always going out, you can quickly just run this from room to room, okay? It's wired. Between each light, there's, I think it's 18 feet of cable. Each light has its own on and off switch. The little workstation has a work light. It has a little place to plug in a memory card if you want to play music.
Oh.
Has a built-in
It
FM
looks like one of
radio.
those handheld cassette players.
Yeah, it does look like that.
So
It
funny.
does look like that.
And is this all charged by solar?
A solar panel. There's
What if your lights go out in the middle of the night?
well, it stores
What kind of battery?
in the battery that is in the little workstation. You keep it charged. Yeah. And it's among the reviews, there's 3 people who said, I bought one of these and I just keep it in the closet for emergency.
No.
Didn't you put the solar panel in your window?
Yes.
So that.
Did you set this up? How long did it take?
You know what? It is so much wire in here. I just charged it to make sure that the lights are. Oh, and one of the lights has a built-in motion sensor. So if you want to aim that toward a door,
See, that's what I would do. I would put this in the garage or wherever you don't want to be in the pitch black basement. String a wire to the solar panel, let it charge all the time, and then that way you've got a motion sensitive light that works, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you get 20 feet of cable. You should always have it charging if it's your emergency backup.
Yeah.
It's $150 for the kit. And
My only concern is that it looks like a kind of small solar panel, so I wonder how long that would take to charge it all up.
I believe it was only 4 hours in bright sun.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
If you want to cheat, I think for $13 they sell an AC connector. There's a little
Yeah, you might keep it as an emergency light that's charging from the power.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. If you want to do that, you can. But it's very nicely laid out. Comes in this neat little box for easy storage. But as we're saying, you should really have the solar panel out and keep that charged. So if the lights go out, you can instantly throw some light into each room.
But I think that's kind of cool. Like if the power went out for a long time, you could keep it charged by AC, but then if the power went out for a long time, you could use the sun to keep it charged up. Keep it going during the day and night.
Absolutely.
That's a clever device. Now, here's the way you find this device. You go to Dick's website, DIVWIZ.DIZ. The new
And I
one
took
is
your
free.
advice. The website is now on the internet, so thank you for that.
Very smart. I think, a website that's not on the internet is really hard to reach. It requires, too much driving, in my opinion. So put it on the internet, then we can all visit it. This is new and improved, right? Myra did all
Yeah, this is Myra did the site over.
Nice
And
job.
made it mobile.
You get specific when you get there.
Most people now are doing mobile.
Oh, yeah.
Searching for websites.
I almost think you don't really need these days a website as much as you need a mobile app or a mobile site.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's slowly changing. But, I want. Hey, thanks for a little link to Tech Guy Labs there, by the way. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no,
Thank you.
it's fine.
Dick appears here, but he also appears on World News Now. If you want to see the gadgets you showed there, that's on the website. There's a big button that says the Gizwiz Visit the Tech Guy. If you want to find this device that he mentioned, the BioLite Solar Home 620 kit, and also everything he's mentioned in previous times. And don't forget the What the Heck Is It contest. A chance to win an autographed copy of Mad Magazine. If you can identify this organ type, I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Oh, no.
Oh, Dick, no. Dick is smart. He never tells me ahead of time.
No.
I'm just as ignorant as I always am. But, so the trick is, what could this be? There are autographed copies of Mad Magazine, up to 6 for the right answer, but the good news is there's up to 12 for the shoot wrong answer. To make it funny, all the details are at gizwiz.biz, and you have, this is a brand new one, so you have to the end of October.
Yeah.
So Halloween, to do this, there's lots of other stuff there. There's blog and log, gizmos ahoy, boat gadgets, the Gizwiz garb, which is hats and things, and of course all the Mad Magazine collectibles and masculine collectibles too. Gizwiz.biz. Very nice. Did you go to any of the memorials this morning or anything?
No, I did not.
Probably too
I
crowded.
some of it on television.
Yeah.
And just memories of people I met.
We went, I know you used to do Live with Regis and Kathy Lee.
Yes, yes, yes.
And they called me in October of 2001 because they couldn't get anybody to come out and do the show. And they said, would you be willing to fly out to New York in a month after 9/11? I said, sure, I'll be there. And the main reason I did it, and it was Regis and Kelly by then.
Yeah.
The main reason I did it was because I wanted to go to the site and pay my respects. And it was something to see. It was all fenced in, and of course the fences were filled with flyers. Have you seen our father, our son, our friend, and memorials? I went by the fire station and all the flowers. And it was very, very moving. I felt very fortunate.
Dennis and I went down to, they made the Javits Center, where you would meet people, and they had said that they needed dog food. So we bought boxes of dog food, and we got there, and the man said, I can't take this. I said, why? He said, see that parking lot of FedEx trucks? I said, yes. He said, every one of those trucks is full of dog food. So we turned away. He said, the guy said, look, you were so depressed. Give it to me. Leave it here. I'll make sure it gets to you.
It is as horrible as that day is in our memory. People really stepped up, and it's really wonderful to see how people help in the town.
Trucks of food would pull up and set up barbecues. Everything is free.
Have you been to the Memorial Museum yet?
You know what? I can't take it.
I burst into tears. It was,
oh my God.
I know exactly what you mean. But it's worth seeing if you're in Manhattan and you go to the site. Beautiful memorial. But that museum, I was sobbing the whole time.
Yeah. Good, thanks so much. Okay, buddy, I'll see you next week.
Our show today brought to you by iDrive. You got to catch the data. That's all you got there on that computer. Sure, you get it on a computer, get more programs, but where are you going to get more of your family photos or your business records? No, you got to have a backup. The beauty of iDrive is got local backup, but also has cloud backup. Your data is totally safe from anything. Acts of God, floods, famine, hurricanes, fires, and of course the number one threat to all data on all computers is human error. iDrive is PC Magazine's best backup solution again for 2021. That makes 7 years in a row. iDrive's won PC Mag's every choice award. They just love it. It's the fastest. It's the best at any price. Very affordable. Less than $7 a month. We're going to make it even more affordable. You go to iDrive.com. Sign up today with my name Leo. 90% off your whole first year. That's a great deal. iDrive.com. Leo, the Portuguese tech guy. Have a great Tuesday.
It's hot. It's humid. You wanted a relaxed pool party / barbecue. You got the human tsunami instead. Today he's going for a world record splash that'll send inflatable swans into orbit. Dripping wet, you grab a nice cold can of Heineken. When another man-child-made wave embraces you. It's okay, though. He's not splashing you. He's adding more refreshment to your refreshment. Heineken. Where others see annoying splashers, we see immediate refreshment. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy responsibly.
Rates subject to change without notice. Minimum loan amount and certain restrictions apply. 50% loan to value and 740 FICO credit score. First lien only. Specific amortization. Cash out will vary. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3290. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California financing law license number 6036970. Equal housing lender. Can you believe how much the Garcias house sold for? I know. Home values are so high right now. I wish I could pull about $50,000 from my home's equity without selling. Yeah, we just pulled cash from our home's equity to redo our backyard this summer. We used IntelliLoan, and get this, our monthly payments actually went down. IntelliLoan offered us a 1.875% rate and APR with no points or lender fees. Wow, 1.875% with no points and no lender fees. Hello, new pool. Take the number. It's 800-918-6200. 800-918-6200. Or just go to IntelliLoan.com. IntelliLoan. Start smart.
This is Kfi Am 640. It's hard to keep track of everything that's going on. Luckily, that's a little hobby of ours.
KFI.
KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
A silver lining. I'm Amy King, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. President Biden says today is the day to reflect on the tragedy of September 11th, 20 years ago, and look at the silver lining.
We saw heroism everywhere, in places expected and unexpected. We also saw something all too rare. True sense of national unity.
A ceremony marking the 20th anniversary of the terrorist attack on September 11th, 2001 has been held at the Pentagon. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin led the ceremony by reading the names of the 184 people killed after hijackers crashed a plane into the building.
All of us are here because we remember. And I hope knowing that is at least some measure of comfort.
Austin says the families of victims carry pain every day, noting the sorrow never ends. A 9/11 memorial was built near the Pentagon after the attack. President Biden visited the memorial this afternoon and residents to Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and Ground Zero. Orange County has reported the county's second death of a child from COVID-19.
The first died last year at 16 years old. The second was younger than 5. Deputy County Health Officer Dr. Regina Kwong says this underscores the importance of vaccination.
For the month of August, there have been a total of 103 individuals who've lost their lives to COVID, and 96% of these individuals were unvaccinated.
Kwong says the best thing parents can do is make sure everyone around their child is vaccinated, but also make sure their kids wear their mask in public, wash their hands, and practice social distancing. In Orange County, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
LAPD Chief Moore says there have been 23% more police cases this year than last. Moore says for fiscal year 2020, there were 484 pursuits compared to 597 in 2021. The chief says the shootings are one of the reasons for car chases.
Officers then who are in the area or come across those vehicles are then attempting to make a stop, an investigative stop, and then these pursuits result.
Moore says auto thefts are also a top reason for police pursuits. He says over the last 2 years, auto theft is up 34%. Detectives have ignored a fake drive-by shooting story in Anaheim and arrested a teenager on a murder charge. Sergeant Shane Carringer says the person who called police to report a teen shot in the head during a drive-by turned out to be the shooter.
Detectives aren't releasing a motive for the shooting, however, these two were friends. The 17-year-old has been identified by his family members publicly. He's, by all accounts, was a great kid, very family-oriented.
Carringer says the 17-year-old was shot Sunday and died Thursday. The other teenager is expected to be arraigned later this month. 6 subpopulations of cougars from the Central Coast down to Southern California could soon be listed as threatened or endangered.
The California Department of Fish and Wildlife will release a status report on populations of the cats this winter. Then the State Fish and Game Commission will decide whether they should protect the cougars as threatened or endangered. Cougar Conservancy founder Karina Domingo says there's a lot of evidence the cats need to be listed for protection.
It also should be noted that time and time again, Californians have demonstrated public support for the conservation of these native predators.
Like Trolley, KFI News.
A second nest of Asian giant hornets, also known as murder hornets, has been found in northern Washington state. The State Department of Agriculture says it's southwest of the first nest that was found earlier this summer. Another nest was found last year. All 3 have been within a few miles of each other. Ag Department officials are working on a plan to destroy the new nest in the next few days. Stall cleared in Mid-City on the 10.
Back to westbound at La Brea, it was blocking the left lane. It's off to the right shoulder now. You'll see traffic recovering from Normandy. Encino on the 101 northbound at White Oak Avenue. A stalled car is still in the center divider. It's a heavy crawl from Van Nuys Boulevard. And good news in Anaheim Hills on the 91 eastbound just after the 241. The stalled car that was in the left lane there has been moved off the freeway. Traffic is recovering from Weir Canyon Road. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Pedro Moreno.
More hot days on the way next.
If you thought you missed the lowest mortgage rates in history, you're in luck because they're back. Mortgage rates are near historic lows again. So if you have a mortgage, refinance it and forget it. You'll never have to worry about refinancing again. Network Capital Funding is offering a low 15-year fixed rate at 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Incredible! Network Capital has built a reputation for saving people time and money with our unique process that's fast, simple, and secure. Our 15-year fixed rate is 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Now, second chances don't come often, and you may never see these rates again. So refinance it and forget it. That's a 15-year fixed at 1.75%. Yes, 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Call the experts at Network Capital now. Call 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1-HIT. As in home run. Call now and save big on your refi. 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1448. NMLS ID 11712 is not licensed in all states. Visit NMLSconsumerAccess.org. Licensed by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation and the Financing Law. Number 603-787. An equal opportunity lender. Rates subject to change and may not be available rate law. Discount rate law. Subject to approval. Call 800-500-1448 for additional cost information.
Southline weather from KFI. Mostly clear skies tonight. Lows in the 60s. Highs tomorrow about the same as today. 70s at the beaches. Mid-80s to mid-90s for Metro LA and Inland OC. Low 90s to low 100s for the valleys and Inland Empire. A slight cooling trend as we head into next week. Still going to be sunny and warm. Highs in the 80s and 90s. And cooling mainly into the 70s and 80s. Maybe low 90s for the IE toward the end of the week. It's 81 in Laguna Beach, 93 Pasadena, 87 in Fountain Valley, 94 in Hacienda Heights. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Amy King.
Let me teach you how to eat. Let me teach you how to eat. Let me teach you how to eat. It's a culinary. Let me teach you how to eat. Let me teach you how to eat.
KFI 640, more stimulating talk, of course, heard everywhere on that there iHeartRadio app. Hey everybody, it's the full support. Happy Saturday to you. Here's the thing. It's going to be a quick show. It's going to go very quickly. It's only 1 hour today because we have Steve Gregory, our award-winning Steve Gregory, doing his special on what has gone on in the 20 years after 9/11, security-wise, all of those things will be coming up at 3, so stick around for that. I'm Neil Saavedra. Normally what we do every single Saturday from 2 to 5 is talk about food, celebrate food, shake off the heaviness of the week, and get into stuff that we enjoy. Food, good conversation, hanging out, all those things. We start every show at 2 with Technique of the Week. Today's Technique of the Week is going to be sheet pan cooking. Dun, 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 dun. Why is sheet pan cooking a thing? Why do people care? Why do people talk about it all the time? Maybe you haven't heard of it. You want to know what the hell it is. I'll give you all of that and oh so much more. Think about it this way. Single pan cooking is huge. Single pot cooking. Of course, you've got things like electronic heating pots like Instapot or Instant Pot or Crock Pot or these types of things. Working from a single dish helps with cleanup. If you do it properly, everything comes out at the same time, all well cooked, all purposely caramelized or roasted, and all these things happen in one place at one time, and then you can spend your time doing other things.